chewing on a piece of grass, walking down the road. Tell me, how long you gonna stay here, Joe? Some people say this town don't look good.
This is my first video, and I thought that to begin, one of the things I'd like to do is talk more about how to collect. I've been collecting for a long time, and you may know me as Comic Book 1962 or Comic Book 62, depending on whether you find me on eBay or you find me actually on Instagram. Those are the two locations you can find me at. The biggest question on collecting, and given that I started about maybe 48 years ago to 54 years ago, my first comic book, just to give you some backdrop, was a Batman issue that I found in a small little pharmacy many years ago. Sat down, read it, and was completely enthralled. And from there I went to many other series, including some serial series like Flash Gordon by Alex Raymond, which I found fascinating. Through the years I've collected many things. Collected things as large as original art, as you can see back here, posters, actual movie memorabilia. That's an original signed picture of the Time Machine. So there's been a lot that I've liked to collect over the years, but the one thing that has consistently been part of my life has been comic books. And one of those comic books I'm going to talk today, because I think it also brings or provides an idea of how to collect in today's world. I know that many people are out there going after keys. And yeah, keys can be fun. A lot of people like them. A lot of people think that keys bring value. And at the end of the day, collecting is one thing, but when you can sell something you've collected and you feel that you've made a good profit on it, it's actually really satisfying. And at some point, believe it or not, guys, you're gonna have to sell your collections. You're not gonna be able to die with your collections, because when you're dead, they're not collected anymore by you. They'll be torn apart, given to other people. And I've seen some of my friends' collections been basically given out for next to nothing. Other times, other people enjoyed the fruits of their work. So having said that, how to collect today? If you don't want to get involved in keys, which is what a lot of people get involved in, my suggestion is the following: small, limited series. And now, you want to look at a small, limited series that I think is one heck of a series to collect. Why don't we take a look at Silver Surfer? Silver Surfer, original Silver Surfer, Stan Lee, probably one of the finest collections you could ever have. Also one of the best comic books ever written. So why Silver Surfer? Okay, first, let's take a look at something. This is issue number 1. Many of you won't be able to find this issue in really great shape. I keep mine in Mylar. I've been working on getting all of them. Issue number 2. Sorry for the glare there. Issue number 3. Great Mephisto. Issue number 5. Now you're saying to yourself, where's number 4? Well, what's happened to me is I've spent some time in putting a lot of the Silver Surfers into CGC. Not all of my Silver Surfers are in CGC, but there's a good number of them. And for that reason, you'll find some of them like issue number 4, which is an amazing issue in CGC as a 4.5. So why collect these limited series? I'll tell you why. When you are collecting comic books, you end up in a situation where your comics will appreciate in value, and as you're doing a collection, that value will change, and you may not have the money to really spend on it. So when you do a limited series, you can really focus on getting the entire series, and then over time look at how you might be able to upgrade that series. Here's another one. Now that we've talked about Silver Surfer, let's talk about something really interesting. EC Comics. EC Comics are a phenomenal series to collect. Why? Diverse, extremely rare, in good condition. As you can notice, this is not necessarily a great condition, and I do apologize for the reflection on this screen. Let me see if I can fix some of that. Hopefully by closing some of these, I'll be able to get this to work a little better, and you'll be able to see a little better. Okay, there we go. That may help a little. So here is, again, an EC comic. Here is another EC comic. Now, this collection is not necessarily small, but it is as an entire run. Each one of them maybe ran 17 issues, something to that effect. Many of them were not starting at a number 1. Some of them started at number 13 or so, and you can actually start them that way. You don't have to go back to number 1 because the series is not consistent. And in other cases, you can still find some of these EC comics in lower grade for a really good price. So, again, the reason for this was I just wanted to give you a short little video, introduce you to what I do, and I think that over time I'm going to introduce more concepts of how to make collecting more interesting, more fun, allow you to explore areas of the business that or of the hobby that you may not be looking at today. And by the way, here's another thing to note. When you're looking at these issues, right, you'll find the older issues, such as Captain America, to be a little bit more expensive. But you will be shocked to find that some of these issues actually are cheaper than some of those keys from 1998, maybe even keys from 2012. It shocks me to think that that's the case. But let's talk about Hulk 181. I don't have Hulk 181. I've never had Hulk 181. There's no reason for it besides the fact that I'm not a big collector of modern comics. But I do recognize that a lot of people do have. The latest CGC census, I think, owns about over 25,000 Hulk 181s on it. I find that it's a little difficult to really believe that this is a rare comic and that there's intrinsic value in its rarity, because there's a lot of them out there. If CGC has 25,000, you can bet there's 75,000 around. How many EC comics do you think there are? There's not a lot. A lot were burned during the 50s. There was the Seduction of the Innocent, which ran in Congress. The book was created and was used as a platform in Congress to drive people to book burnings around comic books. And one of the major targets was the EC Comics. So, having said that, I think that it really is shocking that more people don't go into older issues, because older issues is where you can find a lot of value. Not only will you find a lot of value, but you will be surprised at how many times newer issues will reference them and they will suddenly shoot up. The other thing is they are rare, and they will eventually retain their value a lot longer than keys that come out last week, blow up, and then just die. And there's a lot of those guys. I see people chasing them constantly. I think you chase them because you think that you make a quick profit and you might be able to. But like anything else, if you're in this hobby for the long run, you should have some comics that are in it, that have been in it over the long haul. Hope you enjoyed this. I will be coming back. I have a ton of stuff that I can share with you guys. If you have any questions or if you have any thoughts on how I may make this video better, please reach out to me. Again, I'm at Instagram at Comic62. I'm also in eBay at Comicbook1962, and I also have an email, which is comicbook1962@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and hopefully we will connect again soon.